Hi there, everybody. My name is Ellis, and you're watching the winners of round 2 race between SalonSuzuki and Raster Cecil. And we're off. So this is game 2 of round 2. Raster Cecil taking the first win, and we'll see what they have in store for us today. No early manipulation drops off the zombies, not a huge deal. We'll see what we have coming up in our first meet. There's Student Witch, not awful to start with. Well, early blue candles make me excited, but this is not Black Panther. We got Flying Armor, which is going to be our early progression. And we're already seeing our first minor divergence, with Suzuki going down an underground reservoir for a couple of checks, and Raster Cecil's just going to head on. Classic Creaking Skull, standing there with some fireballs, not doing much else. Rather appropriate for the first boss of the game. Cream Puffs. And a disc armor soul for Suzuki, very nice. Gold plate is kind of nice for some early armor. It'll definitely make a difference. Oh, I missed the Gungnard pickup. That's a nice weapon to start out with. Now, for the time being, not a lot of options for us, but to go on upwards, and we'll see what we find in the higher part of Corridor. Very quick Creaking Skull kill with disc armor. Nicely done by Suzuki. Ability Soul Candle, what do we have? Slide. That'll be handy. Oh, we got another candle on the hard-to-reach spot. I believe disc armor can reach through that wall. So Suzuki might have an option. Let's see if Cecil has something that'll do the same. Skipping the flame necklace. Not going to make too big of a difference. And nice flying armor damage boost first try by Cecil. It can be tricky sometimes, but it's not bad if you know what you're doing. And we might be coming back for that candle later. Thankfully, we'll get to see what it is in a moment here. Oh, disc armor might not be far enough to reach. And I guess we know that as we'll move right on. That's exactly what I meant by it can be tricky. Two items down below here to take a look at before we see where we go next. And another soul candle. What is it? Skull Archer. It's kind of difficult to make the decision to save and quit out of an area when there's a canister in there with a soul for you. You never know if you're going to need to come back. Nobody wants to do. Here we move into the chapel. We got several items up top before we continue down and see what's in the section close to the. Doesn't hurt to see $500 this early in the season. You never know what the shop's going to have for you. Getting across those bells without double jump is tricky indeed. That ceiling sticks out a little bit farther than it looks. Looked like a cloth tunic and an army jacket up top. Not too much going on at the top of the chapel. Oh, blue canister with Black Panther. There's our speed soul. For all you guys who like to go fast, this is for you. Samurai armor for a little bit extra offense. I know, not everybody's excited to see early Panther, especially the viewers, but just feels so smooth when you're playing. And I guess Manticore is not a big fan of cats. passing on the meat strip so far. That's okay. A high potion will more than make up for it. We will dive deep into the bowels of the study to see what we can find next. Fairly basic routing so far, but that's okay. This is just where we need to be. There's our double jump. That will open up quite a few things for us. And Cecil's decided to move right on out and see where else we can go. Let's see what Suzuki decides to do. Looks like we're going to keep going, so we'll get to see what's down here while we move on and see what else the wide world contains. Another blue soul we have. Devil, so there's our rush soul. Looks like we're not missing too much in the top of corridor. And we'll see what the one item in the front is, although we don't have a shop quite yet. Yeah, there's an awful lot of pudding in the study. I guess that's what all those librarians were eating. I would honestly love to see a rush soul, but somehow I get the feeling Mechanical Dog might not fit too well in the Dracula's castle. Would definitely be interesting to see, though. And we have flight. That's really early for flight. I'm excited to see where Cecil goes next. I think right now I'd like to see a play for Clock Tower. That would be interesting. But there's a lot of places to go. I guess we're going to find out what's in that canister we left behind. Mandragora. Cecil takes a look at that room with all the Persephones and Succubi and says, "You can't pay me enough to go in." Well, nice to see Blue Imp lending a hand there, taking out that Curly. You don't see that every day. Let's see what Hammer has. A couple of decent options for weapons. Dracula's Tunic and Demon's Mail available in the shop for armor. If we pick up some money, this would be a really nice place to build up your armor. Suzuki picking up their flight as well. And they're going to go up through the dance hall side instead. I expect we'll be seeing a high five in about a minute or less. Well, there's Galamoth. Make it easier to clear out inner quarters in one trip. Meanwhile, Headhunter is spewing a lot of poison. It's just making it really difficult to get close. Alright, Headhunter is down with a second Black Panther for us. And now we're moving on to Big Golem. Fun fact about Big Golem, he enjoys punching things. Gravekeeper behind Golem, and Headhunter, and the floor of inner quarters. If you think there's too many canisters going around, try equipping Headhunter. Give it a try today. Free giant ghost soul. You never know if we'll need that. I'm not the only one excited for this race. The melons you can find in Dracula's castle are the freshest melons around. And there's our high five coming up right there. I expect Cecil will go forward and continue to clear out the rest of Dance Hall, whereas Suzuki is going to go take care of inner quarters. A nice little swap we got going. Remember, self-distancing is important. Let's see if Galamoth had any value. We got a Mimic and a Battle Axe. Alright, so Cecil might have actually gained some time there, not having Galamoth the first time around. We'll see whether or not they decide to go back and check it. Cecil looking to warp out. Meanwhile, Suzuki will be busy cleaning up the rest of inner quarters. Looks like Cecil's probably going to top floor. Indeed he is. Oh, but passing. Oh, just gathering up some health. Use Giant Bat. MP. Gathering up some MP. Gotta have those. Cecil doesn't need that money. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Suzuki just unlocking the teleporter in case we need to come back later. Suzuki thinking maybe they want to buy that Demon's Mail. Oh, Lubricant Soul. That's a very nice find. Potato pancakes are always a nice find. I personally am a huge fan of the Iron Golem soul. With some decent armor, you can walk through just about anything. Looks like we won't be seeing the rest of Reservoir just yet. Skyfish can contain a required soul, but it'll never be the way the logic requires you to get it. All of the 3 souls that correspond to the books you need to get the good ending will be found in canisters as well, even if they're found somewhere else. Suzuki getting the clip into Floating Gardens without having to change souls. Kinda nice. And there's our first book. We're immediately going to see what it says. Oh, we have all 3 books. How did I not see this? Angry Minion of Hell. Specifically chosen to defend. I believe that's Final Guard. Insanity overcomes all who hear his cry. Is that Mandragora? Thank you for the confirmation on Mandragora. That's what I thought it would be. Lubricant being the other soul, and we already have that one. Hippogriff will make flight a little bit easier. I feel like we have both runners heading into Clock Tower from different directions. Thought for a moment we saw an Ulrox's suit. Unfortunately, it was just pitch black. A cheap knockoff of the better version. Big fan of Cecil's approach to the death fight, getting triple hits off the Rush Soul. Meanwhile, the Gremlin Valkyrie combo in Clock Tower is not doing Suzuki any favor. And there's Skula, another required soul for us. And another high five. Death is down on Cecil's side. What soul do we get? Tsuchinoko to make those shop prices even better. And another potato pancake. I think that is the best death drop I have seen in week. Suzuki also making short work of death. Suzuki came in through the floating gardens. Well, we have Skula, we have Flight, we have Lubricant, we have Mandragora. I believe at least one of our runners has Mandragora. We've seen it come up, but I believe we're on the search for Final Guard in any case. We might see the purchase of some good armor right here. Maybe we'll equip Tsuchinoko to do it? There it is. Ooh, and access to a Levitain now. Very nice sight. Balmong's good option. Final swords available. And we're opting for Drax Tunic. I definitely do not mind progressing through most of the seed with Levitain. It is a very solid weapon choice. And now we'll be seeing an eastern side reservoir dip. And that was where our Mandragora was. Now both of our runners do have both Mandragora and Lubricant. And we'll be hunting exclusively for Final Guard. What a sneaky mimic. And a free Demon's Mail. Didn't even have to buy it. And a free Final Sword. Eastern Reservoir has presents for everybody. Sneaky Mimic getting both of our runners. There's our final guard soul. Oh, they both have it. They're both in Ringo mode, same time. This is a race. Suzuki saw that final sword, decided they won it. It's also an incredibly quick seed, too. A free Mimic Soul, just in case you want to improve the power of your Headhunter. Is Raster missing a book? It's not too far from the vanilla game. All of the enemies are in their original places. They're not moved, just their drops or the souls they can. The 3 ancient books from the original game tell you which souls you need in order to take over the castle, as it were. The three aspects of Dracula that you need to represent in order to continue onto the Chaos. I have a feeling that Cecil's missing a book, or just doesn't realize if they have them all. We will likely find out. Anyway, the contents of those three books, Ancient Books 1, 2, and 3, have changed to be different souls throughout the castle. And then the entries on those books are their bestiary entries for those mobs. Contained in canisters throughout the castle will be those three souls that you need. So our go mode is to collect the three books to know which souls we need, get those three souls, and Skula, so we can go underwater in order to reach the end of the Chaos Realm. Other than that, we have our progressive souls, things that let us reach different areas, like Malthus for double jump, Hippogriff for giant bat for flight, a rush soul like Manticore, Devil, or Curly if you need to get in the forbidden area. Slide to get into places. Giant bat gives you access to one location, nothing else does. And then we need to come to phase 2 of Graham, which Suzuki is on, have the three correct souls equipped before the end of phase 2. And then we continue on to the end. And finish up here, collect Graham's drops in the back room, and then head to the Chaotic Realm to take on Chaos. Not a problem, that's why I'm here. If you haven't tried the Randomizer, I highly suggest it. It plays incredibly smoothly. It's a very nice tribute to the original, as it hasn't changed so much that it's a different... And it just gives you a whole new outlook on the way that the castle is laid out, where you can go with what, how much more difficult things get when you're under-geared, or how much easier they get when you're over-geared. There may be, on occasion, be a seed where one of your first pickups is the Claim Soleus, and you really don't have to worry about weapons for the rest of that seed, but thankfully they're not all quite... Generally speaking, you're going to be looking at some sort of a mid-game weapon. Mistletoe earlier on, maybe. Balmung is a really good one to pick up and carry through most of the seed. Levitain is amazing. Rahab's Sword is fairly... Maybe one of these things that you're picking up that you end up using, unless you find a powerful spear and decide to change it up, learn a different weapon type. Oh, there's our Undine. Oh, looks like Cecil doesn't have book 1. No, because it's a randomizer, you would gain information by watching an opponent, so it is not allowed. Can be a little unfortunate being on a hunt for a singular book. You know what? It must be in the study. So this could be a good play for Cecil to catch up and try and find it. Suzuki picking a very nice weapon for the Julius fight. Kelledbolg does a very fair amount of damage. There's our book. Grand Cross making a pretty light show, indicating that Julius is on his way out the door. And Julius is down. The only reason I would say it would be a bit unlikely is just because we've had some very nice gear, both offensive and defensive, just handed to us. Demon Mail for both players, Final Sword for both players. Balong was available, but I believe only Cecil picked it up. Chaos can do unpredictable things. That Bone Dragon has ended numerous runs. We'll still see what happens. I feel the same way. As long as someone's careful, keeps an eye on health, should be in fairly good shape, but Chaos isn't exactly predictable. Either way, we're about to find out. Multi-hits with Final Sword probably feeling really nice right now. Cecil on phase 2 Graham, Suzuki on phase 2 Chaos. On a healthy stock of mind-ups too. That is nice. Phase 3 Graham. Probably not SGDQ. It's a little bit soon after the tournament and the time putting the tournament together, but given how frequently randomizers have been showing up at events like that, I'd say it's definitely possible in the future. Cecil done with Graham. We'll likely be receiving some unfortunate news soon, though. Lots of health, all eyes down, getting the multiple hits in with finals. This is definitely a good place to be in. Although combos still happen. And that's done. Let's all give a GG for good game to SalonSuzuki for putting on a very nice show for us. 52 minutes, 30 seconds, 33 milliseconds. Official time, 52 minutes and 34. Cecil also using Calibolg for Julius. Very good weapon choice here. Also high damage output with Darkness Element. And he's down. I get the feeling we will get to see another Chaos fight before we wrap up. And Cecil on his way in for the final fight now as well. As we come towards the end of Game 2, I am suddenly very anxious for Game 3, hopefully to happen soon. We'll show up on the schedule as soon as it's been put together. The winner of this round will go on to face Simo Rocks in winners round 3, that is the winners quarterfinal. And the loser will go on to play against the winner of the Gozengata versus Magius match. Right, thank you, Jupiter. That is what I was thinking. This is the quarters. Cecil making very nice use of the Rush Soul to destroy the bottom eyes. Rather common strat. And big GG's to SalonSuzuki in chat with us now. Was very well played. Bone Dragon being as mischievous as ever, he is ruthless. And done. GG's to Raster Cecil. Great run by both of our players here today. Please feel free to go and give them a follow, especially if you like watching more Aria of Sorrow. There's a lot of this going around right now. Looks like we won't be having interviews with this one, but thank you everybody for stopping by and watching this incredible race. Hopefully we'll see you all again soon.